the British Grand Prix, protesters halted the festivities. The group is one you may have heard of. They have conducted protests previously in the world of sports, most notably when one protester went on the pitch at a football match in the Premier League. The crowd jeered him, but his actions were selfless. Another, named Louis McKechnie, cuffed himself to the goalposts in another Premier League match. These folks are trying to warn us, and many just do not wish to listen. Workers at the British GP stormed the protesters and pulled each of them one by one off the track. The crowd booed and called for violence, not caring about our future well-being in the process. Just Stop Oil, some may recall, recently conducted another protest, gluing themselves to the Last Supper painting at London's Royal Academy of Arts. Next to it, they spray-painted "No New Oil."
I'm Louis, 21 years old.
I'm Bethany, I'm a mother of 4.
My name is Joshua, and I'm a bricklayer from Manchester.
I'm a 21-year-old student at Aberdeen University.
Our demands on the UK government is that they cease all new licensing of fossil fuel projects in the United Kingdom immediately. These kinds of actions, and ones like it, will continue until our demands are met.
Unless something changes, UNICEF say 52 million children are going to die before 2030. Because of climate change.
The Committee of Climate Change has just called out their failure again another year. They're going to do it again next year, they did it last year. It keeps happening.
The world is being destroyed for the benefit of a few people.
And we are willing to do something about it.
Well, if we limit ourselves to your particular issue, if we may, today, we discussed the horses yesterday. I am told that the British government has gone further than most any other Western government in trying to tackle this problem and setting in motion certain deadlines that companies
Nick,
and others.
No, Nick, surely you can't believe that. We're not silly. The British public are not silly. We know that opening the first coal mine in 30
I think
years
you are lamentably silly to
it's
jump
not
on
climate
it.
action.
I think you're lamentably silly to jump on a snooker table.
The latest protest host Nick Ferrari refers to is an activist jumping on a table at the World Snooker Championship and pouring orange powder everywhere. A second protester would be held back from entering the field of play. The match was delayed 24 hours. The protesters would be arrested.
Opening new oil and gas. We can't be told that opening the biggest, an oil field that's going to emit more emissions than the poorest 23 countries combined. We know that's not climate action. I know that your listeners, I don't think it's the problem that we don't know what the government is doing. If the UN, if their own climate change committee, if the International Energy Agency, if the World Bank, if every 700 scientists have written to the government, even the Labour Party, all the other parties agree with our demand.
And here is the crux. Activists telling the masses of the problem, giving up their own livelihoods to spread the message, and establishment media downplaying the fears.